Myself, haribabuprasad Damarla, a retired Deputy General Manager from BSNL and ex-Senior Project Manager, AP State Fiber Limited, and ex-Adjunct Professor, EC Department, PSCMR College of Engineering and Technology, Vijayawada, AP. So in this session, we will discuss about enhanced telecom services. Enhanced telecom services refers to the telecom services that can be provided apart from the basic voice communication. We will try to understand first what is enhanced telecom services, what is different services, enhanced services that can be provided, and the details about the different services. Enhanced services. Electronic exchanges facilitate certain phone plus services to the customers. Apart from phone, certain services can be provided. They are also known as supplementary services or enhanced services. The phone plus services are known as supplementary services or enhanced services. The basic purpose of telephone exchange is to provide voice communication in between the calling party and the called party. This is the prime objective of a telephone exchange or the switch. So here the calling and called parties can be located anywhere in the world. So the enhanced service are the services which can be provided apart from the main voice communication. So the different add-on services or phone plus services which we can provide are enumerated here. They are abbreviated dialing, call waiting, hotline, call transfer bar forward, automatic wake up bar reminder call service, number bar call hunting service, calling line identification presentation known as clip, electronic locking bar dynamic locking facility, and conference call fall under the category of enhanced services. These are the different services or the different phone plus services or the enhanced services that can be provided with the help of electronic exchanges by the telecom service provider to its subscribers or users. We will try to understand one after the other all these services. First, let us look into abbreviated dialing. A subscriber may be calling a few people very frequently. It is possible to program these numbers as abbreviated codes of either 1 or 2 digits. A maximum of 20 numbers can be programmed for abbreviated dialing. It is very much ideal for STD bar ISD dialing. So instead of dialing the entire telephone number, even including the STD code or bar ISD code followed by the number, so you can use short code of 1 or 2 digits for dialing any number. So the maximum possible abbreviated codes are 20. So 20 numbers, you can use a code of 1 or 2 digits so that the frequently called these 20 numbers can be dialed with simple code How it is done, we will look into it. For registration, dial 110 plus short code, either 1 digit or 2 digits. Here I have taken one example, 12 as the short code, a 2 digit short code 12 for one number, and the destination number. So the destination number is to be dialed with STD bar ISD code in case it is an ISD bar STD number. So here I have given one example. So for registration purpose, first I have to register the number which I am frequently dialing. I am intending to dial very frequently. So first I have to register. Here I have taken one US number of my friend as an example. So for registration, first I have to dial 110 followed by short code 12. This is one example. Okay, it can be 15 or whatever it is. So here I have taken one example 12 and the US number. First I have to dial the STD code for the USA 001 followed by the US number 614-453-5863. Okay, as I told, 001 is the ISD code for the United States of America. Just like 91 is the STD code for India. So 001 is the ISD code. For other countries, ISD code for India is 0091. For calling the above number, just dial 111 followed by 12. So once I registered this number with a short code of 12 with registration code 110, if I want to dial this number 001-614-453-5863, so simply what I have to do is I have to dial 111, that is the code for using the abbreviated number 111 followed by 12. So the switch itself will take care of dialing all the digits. See here, 3 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 9 plus 4, 13 digits it will dial. So this is what is known as abbreviated dialing. Like this you can program 20 numbers. So we have to remember the registration code for abbreviated dialing is 110 followed by a single digit or two digit code which you want to program, and dialing code you have to dial 111 followed by the code what you have registered in the initial setup for registration of a number. So for some other number you can use 13, another number 14, and so on like that. So you can use, say for example, 01220, some 20 numbers you can register, and without any difficulty easily you can dial the required number. Just you maintain a small list over a period, you can remember those short code numbers also. So simply you dial 111 followed by the abbreviated code. So you will the switch itself will dial the required number, even if it's ISD or STD or local, whatever it is. This is about abbreviated dialing. Then there is another facility known as call waiting. Let us try to understand what is call waiting. Call waiting facilitates you to receive incoming calls even when your telephone is busy, you are busy in talking with someone else. In between, somebody tries to speak with you. So it is possible for you to receive the call from the other party. You will get a short duration pip pip tone when you are busy in talking, indicating that another call is waiting for you, provided you have activated this facility. So once this call waiting facility is activated for against your number, so when you are busy in talking with someone else, so when the other party, one more party, suppose you are speaking with subscriber A, subscriber A has called you, you are speaking with the subscriber A, and in the meantime subscriber B makes a call to you. At that time you will get a pip pip tone indicating that someone else is also trying for you. You can talk to any one of the callers, keeping the other one waiting, that is keeping on hold. So in such a scenario, when call waiting facility is available, you can speak with either party A or party B by keeping one of the parties on hold. In this process, complete secrecy of communication between the two callers is maintained. So when you are speaking with A and B alternatively, there is complete secrecy of communication, what you speak with A and what you speak with B. So A cannot hear what you are talking with B. Similarly, B cannot listen the conversation with A and what you are speaking with A. For activation of the service, dial 118 and wait for the acceptance tone from the exchange. So to activate this call waiting facility, what you have to do is from your telephone, you have to dial 118 and wait for a moment. You will get one type of acceptance tone. Some tone is fed from the switch indicating that this service is activated against your telephone number. Now here one example is given, a detailed example, how this call waiting facility will facilitate you in switching between two different subscribers. Let us go through the contents. If the customer is talking to subscriber A and another call is waiting from subscriber B, intrusion tone is heard for 3 seconds. So you will hear some pip pip tone for 3 seconds indicating that so somebody else is trying for you. So here I said it is subscriber B. The first person is subscriber A. The subsequent caller is subscriber B. The said customer can accept the call from subscriber B by flashing the hook switch once and dialing a digit 1. Suppose you are interested in speaking with subscriber B and you want to disconnect A, then what you have to do? You have to flash your telephone hook switch once, followed by you have to dial digit 1. Then you are connected to B, but A is disconnected. When this is done, the customer is connected to the subscriber B and earlier call of A is disconnected. So here the first caller is disconnected and you will be able to speak with the second caller. But there is another facility. In case the customer desires not to disconnect A, but still wants to ascertain the party B and speak with B by keeping A on hold, he has to flash the hook switch once and then dial digit 2. So suppose you are intending to speak with B, but you don't want to disconnect A. You may say with A, please wait, somebody is calling me. Then at that time, what he has to do, he has to tap the hook switch once and dial digit 2. At that time, you are connected to B, but A is not disconnected. He is on hold. If after deciding whether to accept the call from B or revert back to A and disconnect B, the customer has to flash the hook switch once and dial digit 1. So momentarily I will speak with B and a certain okay, it can be deferred for some time. So then I will tell okay, I will speak to you after some time. Then what he has to do, he has to tap the hook switch once and dial digit 1. Then B is disconnected and you are able to speak with A who was on hold earlier. That is earlier what you did, you have tapped the hook switch once and dial digit 2. Therefore, A was also online and you are able to speak with B. Now you want to speak with A by disconnecting B. At that time, same old procedure, tap the hook switch once and dial digit 1. B is disconnected, you are able to speak with A. Or if you want to speak alternatively with A and B, so every time you have to tap the hook switch once and dial digit 2. Digit 2 dialing facilitates to keep the one party on hold and you will be able to speak with the other party. So same thing is given here. Suppose if the customer decides to return to A and still keeping B on hold, flash hook switch once and dial digit 2. So that is what I have told. So if you want to keep B on hold and you want to speak with A, what you have to do? From B, you have to revert back to A by dialing digit 2 after flashing the hook switch. Like this, you can talk alternatively with A and B. At any stage, if you want to disconnect with a party, then you have to flash the hook switch once and dial 1. Then that party will be disconnected. You will be able to speak with the other person. So just like for activation, you have dialed 118, the activation of call waiting facility against your telephone number. So for deactivation, if you don't want this call waiting facility, so if you assume that it is better if the other party gets a busy tone instead of getting ringback tone and you getting the pip pip tone, if you don't want that facility, if you want to deactivate, you have to dial 119 and wait for the acceptance tone. Then the call waiting facility is disabled. So for enabling, you have to dial 118. For disabling, 119, you have to dial. This is about call waiting. Then there is another enhanced service known as hotline. What is this hotline? We will try to understand. You may want to be connected directly to a predetermined number as soon as you lift the handset, even without dialing. At the same time, you may want to have the flexibility to dial any other number of your choice. It is possible to have this facility in the digital exchanges by delayed hotline feature. So you can have the hotline feature. Suppose, let us assume there is an elderly person in your house who cannot dial his caretaker or his children, someone else. He finds it difficult. So at that time, you can have this hotline facility. So this facilitates you lift the tone, you lift the telephone handset and don't dial. for a predetermined time. Say it may be some 5 seconds, something like that. Then automatically a ring is sent from the switch to the predetermined or programmed number. Suppose the elderly father, so for any urgent requirements, he wants to speak with his son. So his son number can be programmed from who is working in office, or his mobile number can be programmed as hotline. So the elderly father who is not in a position to dial his son's number, so simply he has to lift the telephone and wait for 5 seconds without dialing anything. So immediately a ring is sent from the switch to the programmed number, that is his son's number. Suppose, okay, in normal course from the same telephone can be used for dialing numbers before 5 seconds. Suppose if you dial whatever the number you want to make a call, so you can very much make it. So that's why it is known as delayed hotline. So if you wait for a predetermined time, so automatic ring is sent to a predetermined pre-programmed number. That is the facility of hotline. The number of your choice can be programmed by the telecom service provider at your request. So you have to inform that telecom service provider, you please provide hotline facility against my telephone number so and so, and the number to be dialed is so and so. After programming, if you lift the telephone and do not start dialing within 5 seconds, you will be automatically connected to the program number. Here, the switch itself dials the said program number. However, if you start dialing within 5 seconds, you can make an outgoing call as usual. This is what I have told. So if you want to make a call when hotline facility is available, you have to invariably dial whatever the number you want to speak within 5 seconds. If you wait up to 5 seconds, automatic ring is sent to the programmed number. Then another enhanced service is call transfer bar call forward. Call transfer or call forward is very much useful for mobile persons. Persons on move, that is the persons on move who may not want to miss incoming calls. Using this facility, calls can be forwarded to another number designated by you. So you can program a number so that the calls will be transferred to that programmed number. Let us see with the help of one example how to do it. For activation, dial 114 and the number to which the call is to be transferred and wait for the acceptance tone from the exchange. So for programming call transfer to some other number, what you have to do, you have to dial 114 followed by the number to which the incoming call to your number is to be transferred. So you are going out of station, let us assume. So you are not in a position to answer your landline phone in your home. So you can program it to your mobile number. So whenever anybody calls to your landline number in your house, so you'll be directed to your mobile number so that you will not miss any of your incoming calls. For deactivation, dial 115 and wait for the acceptance tone. Suppose when you are going out of station, you program, say for example, your mobile number from your landline residential number, and once you come back, and if there is no necessity for you for call transfer from this number to some other either landline or mobile number, who have taken landline mobile number as an example for call transfer. So if you want to deactivate this facility, so you have to dial 115 and wait for the acceptance tone from the exchange. That means your service, this call transfer, or rather to say the call forward facility is disabled. Here some more additional information is given here. Call forwarding facility is available to any landline subscribers. Subscriber availing this facility can forward the calls coming to his or her number to another landline number, or it may be CDMA number, it may be GSM number of same or any other service provider. So it can be programmed to some other landline number or CDMA number, GSM number. It can be of the same operator, it may be of different operator. So it is possible. This is about call transfer facility. Then there is another service, enhanced service known as automatic wake up bar reminder call service. What is that? We will try to understand. When you want to be given a reminder at a specific time, you can set the wake up bar reminder time. So you want to get a reminder or some wake up call in the early in the morning. So you can set it with this facility, automatic wake up bar reminder call service facility. Once the time is set, you get an automatic incoming call from the exchange with an announcement like this is a wake up call bar reminder call. So once you set the time, at what time you are intending to get either the morning alarm call or wake up call or reminder call. So you have to program it. Then you will get an incoming call from the exchange so that you will lift and you will, okay, this is morning 5 o'clock, I have to get up, like that. To set the time, lift the handset and hear for the dial tone, and on hearing the dial tone, dial 116 followed by the time in hours and minutes formats, HHMM format. So I want to set an alarm morning 5:30 a.m. Here this example is given. For alarm at 5:30 a.m. or for wake up at 5:30 a.m. or reminder at 5:30 a.m. What I have to do? I have to dial 116 followed by 0530. 5:30 a.m. means so hours 05 hours minutes 30. So what finally I have to dial is 116 0530. So then you will get an incoming call from the telephone exchange. So it wakes you up at 5:30. To cancel the alarm time, suppose after some time I decide I want to cancel, it is not required. So for that, what you have to do? To cancel the alarm time, dial 117 followed by the time set for wake up call. So in our example, you have to dial 117 0530. So whatever the reminder you have set or the alarm you have set is cancelled. If you want to change the time, once again you restart for the time after cancellation. Then one more enhanced service, it is known as number bar call hunting service. So what is this? We will try to understand. If you have more than one telephone line, this facility is very much helpful for your caller. So you are having more than one telephone. So this facility will be helpful for your callers. The subscribers who are making calls generally to you. If the call line is engaged, your caller does not have to disconnect and dial other lines. The facility automatically transfers the incoming call to whichever line is free. So let us assume you are having two numbers. So on one number you are already speaking. So I dial your number. Since you are speaking with someone else, I get engaged tone. I know you have another number. So then what I have to do? I have to disconnect and once again dial your second number. Suppose if this facility is available, call hunting service available, so I need not dial your second number. So the exchange itself will dial the second alternate number provided it is free. So if both are engaged, so you will not be able to access. Otherwise, if you are speaking on first line, if the second line is free, so I can land on your second line, but I need not dial your second line. That is the advantage for your callers. Now here some more explanation is given about this service. Let us assume a small office is having 3 telephone lines. So we are taking a scenario of a small office which got 3 telephone connections. A caller makes a call to the first number and it is engaged. So someone calls to your office. The first number out of the 3 numbers, he dials the first number. So it is engaged. If call hunting facility is available for the customer, the exchange itself dials the second number and connects the caller to the second line of the same office, provided the second one is free. So first line is engaged. So automatically, so the caller need not dial the second number out of the 3 numbers. So you need not remember the second number or the third number also. The exchange itself dials the second number when the first number is engaged and you will be connected to the second number. You need not dial the caller need not dial the second number. And you can talk to the second number provided it is free. Let us assume the second number also engaged. Then what happens? In case the second number is also busy, the exchange tries to connect the caller to the third line and the caller need not dial the third number. So always the caller dials the first number. If the first number is engaged, the exchange tries to connect you to the second number. If the second number is also busy, so it tries to connect to the third number. So the caller need not dial the second and third numbers. So he need not remember the second number and third number. So if he remembers the first number or if he notes down the first number of a specific office in our example, that is sufficient. The call hunting service tries for the second number and third number in our example. If you are having some 5 numbers in that office, so it will dial one after the other and tries to connect to the office. Here, on the top of it, the callers need not remember or note down other 2 numbers in our example. If the caller knows the first number, it is sufficient. So the exchange will take care of dialing the second or third number depending upon the requirements. This is about call hunting enhanced service. Then one more enhanced service, calling line identification presentation, clip service. What is this? We will try to understand. The subscriber has to buy separately the clip display device from the markets. So to have this facility, you have to purchase an instrument which is having LCD display to indicate the number from which you are getting the call. Using this facility, you can see the number of the calling party before lifting your telephone. So whosoever some subscriber A is dialing you, so on your phone screen, you will be able to see the subscriber A number. Suppose it is in your phone book, so his name will be shown to you. It is very useful to trace malicious calls. So in case of some obnoxious calls, so you'll be able to, well in advance, you can see the number, and if you feel and you prefer not to answer, you can ignore it. So that way it is very much helpful to trace the malicious callers also. You can find out who is the fellow calling and disturbing you. So accordingly, you can raise complaint with your telecom service provider. However, the clip instrument shall be procured and installed by the users themselves. So generally, you have to purchase the special type of instrument with display. Of course, nowadays, some telecom service providers, they are providing the telephone instrument with clip at a nominal price. Then another enhanced service known as calling line identification announcement service. So CLI announcement service. What is this? Dial 164 and listen to the number of the phone line that you have used to make the call. So you do not know the number from which you are making. You don't remember the telephone number. Sometimes you may go to your friend. From there you may make a call, or you want to know what is his number so that you can inform someone else. So I'll be staying with my friend for today. Whenever you want to call me, you can call to this number, but you do not know that number. Then how you will find out? So you dial 164 from the telephone number. Then you will get one announcement indicating the telephone number of the phone from which you have dialed 164. That means you are able to find out the telephone number or the indicator number or the subscriber number. Very useful when in doubt about your phone number. Sometimes you may forget your phone number itself. It may be possible. So at that time, if you dial 164, so immediately you get an announcement about the telephone number. If you forget your phone number, this service is very much helpful. Then phone bell check service. This is another enhanced service. Dial 161 and after a few seconds, replace the handset. Your phone will ring very soon. So you want to know whether your telephone is working or whether you are getting calls or any issue is there with your telephone. At that time, what you have to dial? You dial 164 and after a few seconds, you replace your handset. So you will get an incoming call from your phone to your phone. So you can understand, so your phone is ringing and it is working fine. Useful for checking the functioning or adjusting the volume of the bell of your phone. So sometimes, so the ringtone, maybe the volume may be low. So at that time also, if you get a ring from the exchange by dialing 161, so you can, if provision is there in your telephone, generally it is there, so you can adjust the volume by another step or two steps depending upon your requirements. The volume can be adjusted. For this also, the phone bell check enhanced facility is helpful. Then there is one more important enhanced service known as electronic locking for STD bar ISD purpose. For 100% protection against improper bar misuse, you can lock your telephone electronically. So instead of physical locking, electronically you can lock to avoid misuse of your landline phone by someone else. Here, you only know the secret code. You can lock or allow local, STD or ISD calls in many ways, like all calls allowed. You can dynamically lock and make it and by unlocking. Also, you have different modes of unlocking. You can allow all calls. You can allow only local calls. You can allow only STD calls, and you can allow only local calls, or you can bar all outgoing calls. No calls can be made from your telephone. You can lock it unless otherwise you unlock it, because you are the only person who knows the secret code. So what is the procedure to be adopted for electronically locking your telephone, and what is the procedure for unlocking to facilitate you different services you have against your telephone? First, you have to register the secret code, that is locking code. Suppose you want to make 4 5s, 5555 as your secret code. Then I have decided to fix 4 5s as my secret code for locking my telephone. Follow this procedure to register the said code. So how to register or how to register the locking code? First you have to register the code. For that, what you have to do? Dial 123 followed by 4 5s twice. This is the secret code. Secret code you have to dial twice. So totally you have to dial 123 followed by 4 5s followed by another 4 5s. Then wait for the acceptance tone and then disconnect. Now your code is registered. Your dynamic locking code is registered with the telecom switch or the telephone exchange. So after some time, suppose if you want to change your dynamic locking code, so what is the procedure? So you have set 4 5s as your code. Always it need not be 4 5s. You can change your mind and you may prefer to change to some other code. You may go for something like 4321. So you want to change from 4 5s to 4321. How to do it? So there is a procedure. So how to change your secret code? First, that also we will try to understand. Change of secret code. Suppose you want to change the current code 4 5s to 4 4 4 4. So from 4 5s to you want to switch over to 4 4s. Then what you have to do is first dial 123 followed by the old locking code, that is 4 5s. Then dial the new code what you are intending to set. In our example, we have taken 4 4s for easy remembrance. Then wait for the acceptance tone and disconnect. Your new code, that is 4 4s, is registered. Now your dynamic locking code or electronic locking code for your telephone is 4 4s. This is how you can change it. You can change it to any 4-digit code. The secret code should have 4 digits. For registration, you have to use 123 followed by the code which you are intending to set twice. So in our example, 123 4 fives followed by another 4 fives. That is for registration process. For change process, you have to dial 123 followed by the old locking secret code of 4 digits followed by new code of 4 digits. Then having locked it, how to avail different facilities, how to bar different facilities from your telephone by using electronic locking facility. Bar open facilities using secret code. So here once again we have taken the same example. The secret code as 4 fives. So how to bar certain facilities, how to open when you really intending to speak. Okay, let us look into different scenarios. Bar STD bar ISD calls. So I want to bar STD bar ISD calls from my telephone. I have the facility, I have taken the facility. But to avoid the misuse in my absence, so I want to bar STD bar ISD calls. Only local calls will be available. Or of course manual trunk booking also may be available. So that also we will look into it. So what you have to do, you have to lock your telephone for barring STD bar ISD calls. So nobody can get STD bar ISD calls from your telephone unless otherwise you unlock it. So what you have to do for locking of STD bar ISD calls is dial 124. So registration 123. So for availing the facility, you have to dial 124 followed by your secret code, that is 4 fives, then dial 1, then wait for the acceptance tone and then disconnect. Now STD bar ISD calls will be barred from your telephone. Nobody can make STD bar ISD calls unless otherwise you open it. So phone locked for making STD bar ISD calls in this situation. So for this you have to use 1. So you want to open STD bar ISD, then what we have to do? Open STD bar ISD. Earlier we have locked for STD bar ISD. Now I want to open STD as well as ISD. For that what I have to do? Dial 124 followed by 4 fives, that is my secret code, followed by 0. Then wait for the acceptance tone and then disconnect. Now you can make STD bar ISD calls. So electronic lock is open for making STD bar ISD calls. So for locking STD bar ISD, you are using code 1. For unlocking, you are using code 0. Apart from the secret code, apart from the prefix code 124. Now I want to open STD calls only, not other calls. That means I don't want ISD calls to be made from my telephone unless otherwise I require, absolutely I require. Open STD calls only. Dial 124 followed by 4-digit secret code, that is 4 fives, followed by 3. Then wait for the acceptance tone and disconnect. Now STD calls can be made. So in this situation, STD calls can be made, but ISD calls cannot be made from this telephone. That means you are locking the telephone for ISD calls only. All other calls are possible with opening with 3. Bar STD, ISD, manual, trunk calls also. So you want bar all outgoing facilities like STD, ISD, bar, manual, trunk booking, everything. So for that you have to use 2. Dial 124 followed by 45 your secret code followed by 2. Then wait for the acceptance tone and then disconnect. Now STD, ISTD, manual trunk calls will be barred. So trunk call also cannot be booked with this 2. Okay, you are barring STD, you are barring ISD, you are barring manual trunk calls also you are barring. So this is the procedure. Then bar local calls. So you want to bar local calls. So for that what you have to do, dial 124 followed by your secret code followed by 4. Then wait for the acceptance tone and then disconnect. Now local calls will be barred. So local calls also barred. Local calls barred means automatically STD ISD also barred, but perhaps you can go for trunk call booking. Of course, nowadays nobody is using trunk call booking and all. Okay, but technically speaking, so trunk booking is possible. Open local calls only. If you want to open for local calls, so you have to dial 124 followed by the 4-digit secret code. In this case, 4 5s followed by 1 or 2. Then wait for the acceptance tone and then disconnect. Now local calls can be made from your telephone. So this is about electronic locking and unlocking. Then there is another enhanced service known as conference call facility, call conferencing. What is this service? We will try to understand. In this service, telephonic conversation can be set up within 3 or more parties. This service is available subject to technical feasibility. Of course, that is there. The rider is there. Subject to the technical feasibility in that specific exchange. So you can speak with 3 or more people depending upon your requirement and request to the telecom service provider. This is called conferencing facility. So most of us nowadays are very much familiar with the conferencing facility in mobile communication. However, the user organization should intimate the numbers for which the facility is to be provided and pay the charges as applicable to the telecom service provider. So generally some companies, some organizations, so generally they opt this call conferencing facility. So they will give the list of numbers with whom they can have conferencing facility. So they may give, say for example, some 20 numbers, 50 numbers or 100 numbers. And accordingly, so the telecom service provider will collect the charges. So then you can have the conferencing facility with 3 or more number of people simultaneously. So this is very much useful for conducting online conference. So many organizations nowadays, they have this facility. So these are the different enhanced services or the phone plus services or the supplementary services as far as landline communication is concerned. Whatever we are discussing is about the basic landline communication. All these facilities nowadays, they are very much available with our mobile communication. So in the landline communication also, with the advent of electronic exchanges, all these enhanced services, what we have discussed, are very much available. So this is all what I wanted to discuss under enhanced services. So this is my YouTube channel. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also give a like to encourage me to make some more videos. Thank you.